So,
So,
I was not aware
okay.
that you were part of the Arkansas mob. You want to tell me about that? The
Arkansas Mafia? Well, I'm not sure what that means because I'm not a part of the mob. I might act that way if you come after my kids. I mean, then I'm a mob boss maybe, but or a mom boss.
Been lucky. It's my lucky day. My lucky day. My lucky day. 'Cause I know today it's gonna go my way. I can see the sunshine through the rain. My lucky day.
On our last episode, we learned how Desi and Karina came to own CRS.
Karina said, well, what if we offered to buy the business?
Why don't you just sell the company? And his response was, make me an offer.
And I remember Karina looking at me and going, oh my gosh, what did we just do?
We were excited, we were scared, there was a lot of emotions. It was something that happened in the heat of the moment.
And 45 days later, we owned the business.
This episode, we're going to learn a little bit more about Desi, who oversees the benefits and eligibility side of CRS.
Well, one of the things I love about it is the fact that we meet people at the worst stage of their life. They are in an accident or they've had something happen, they've come into the hospital, and not only are they having to deal with a medical issue, now they have to deal with, how do I pay for it? It's pretty awesome when you can kind of help research what to do to help them out. So we get to come in and help them.
I mean, she goes the extra mile for every client that she has. If they have like a bill that needs help, she's always going up midnight, staying up just to help that person. And I think that's just how every client, she's always working to make them like feel important. So
she worked a lot of hours to become who she is today. There was a lot of times that I didn't even know. You know, she would stay up until 1 or 2 in the morning just doing her whatever she had to do that she missed during the day just so she could be there for me and my sister.
So it's pretty clear that Desi has a big heart. But where did that come from?
Growing up and in an environment, I was adopted, so I was given an opportunity to receive love in a different way. I feel like I was chosen.
So she had a really rough childhood. So her biological mom and her adopted mom, they lived like across the street. And my mom used to walk up the sidewalk with a little red wagon.
Every morning I'd go outside and I'd go for a stroll. And we lived across the street from my parents that adopted me. And they would see me. And my sister is 2 months older than me, that of the adopted family. And they would take me in. I'd spend the day with them and then go home.
But she had a really good family once she was adopted. She's always been that provider, that protector.
She's always been like the helper. Ever since she was little, she's always that person trying to fix things or helping people.
She's pretty awesome.
Now, you may have picked up on Desi's accent. Well, that's because she's from a town called Searcy, Arkansas.
I am a small town southern girl from a dry county. You know what that is? My dad's a pharmacist. I can remember Christmases and he would get a phone call that somebody needed medication. They had been in the emergency room or something, and he would go, okay, I'll be right there. And he would go because they needed the medication. So he would go and fill that prescription really quick. And I watched it and thought, that's amazing. It's Christmas or it's his day off, but he always would take that time to go, you know what, I'm gonna go take care of this person, they're sick. So it kind of got my blood boiling, I guess you could say, with healthcare. So I started becoming passionate. So I applied for a job at the hospital. I got a job as a unit secretary on the rehab unit. As a unit secretary, I started doing the business inside of it. So I started doing registrations and things like that and helping collect money. And I really liked it. I really liked it. My goal was to actually go into the business office. So that next week, I had actually been offered a position in the business office. Ultimately, I wanted to run it. I wanted to find a hospital that I could actually just be that director of that business office. So I wanted to learn every aspect of the job.
Desi's small-town hospital was bought by a larger company, so they moved her to a new location at a much larger hospital. She became the assistant director there, where brand new opportunities awaited her.
I went from having 15 employees to over 100 employees. But I was an assistant director, so I always had the director. And then within probably 4 or 5 months, he moved on. And the hospital offered me the job.
Desi was reaching and achieving the business goals that she had set out for herself, but she was always there for her family.
So, so she does this weird thing. When we go shopping, she'll try on stuff, and we'll be in there with her, you know, because we're females. And she'll be trying on clothes, and if something does not look good, or it looks weird, or it's like, you know, the ugly style, she just makes these jokes, and it's just like
She's just staring at herself, and she's just like making these different jokes, turning different angles, and she's like, "Oh my god!" Like, it's ridiculous.
this looks horrible on me.
Yeah, and she's just being weird. During Christmas time, because her favorite movie is The Christmas Vacation or Elf. So when we're in like stores, she sings a song from Elf. The one I'm in the store and I'm singing, she'll scream that in like Publix or something sometimes. So
I'm singing, I'm in a store and I'm singing. I'm in a store and I'm singing.
Hey! There's no singing in the North Pole.
Yes, there is.
She's definitely a character. She keeps us on our toes, definitely.
24/7.
So, while Desi may be bubbly and have a big heart, she's also all business.
Everything I did, I think prepared me for today, obviously. I think everybody would say that everything you do in your life does prepare you for later in life. But I think that for me, what all of these experiences through everything I did growing up in my early career to now prepared me to handle what I have to deal with today with owning the company. But I think it made me a better person.
She's a workaholic, so she's always hardworking, always like trying her best and everything. So that pushes me to want to be a hard worker, and because she works for everything that she wants in life. And I can see how dedicated and her like dedication to this, it makes me want to have that kind of want and drive for when I have my own career.
She definitely wanted to provide for me and my sister and our family, and you know, everything that we have now is because of her. She really showed us what it is to work for what you have, and to provide for your own family when you do have a family.
I think God put me in places for a reason, even though there were times that I was not sure if I was strong enough for him. I can remember thinking when they were going to give me the business office, and I remember having that little doubt, that little fear, and I just, you know, it's like, no, I can do this. But everything I've done has been a stepping stone and has prepared me to be able to handle the overall projects and things that I have to handle on a daily basis as a business owner for this company.
Next episode, we get to learn a little bit more about Karina.
So what was Mom like growing up?
I'm just joking. Mom was awesome growing up.
Karina is one of those people at a baseball game where she will yell out if she wants to see the players beforehand. I remember being in Atlanta and she yelled out, "Armando, I love you!"